How we doing? Antoinette here. Nice to meet you all. I'm taking over tonight on this cooking show that you've been doing. So, how we all doing in these in these weird times? Read lots of memes today about people losing the plot and doing weird things in isolation. I really don't know what they're on about. Anyway, how we doing? For some reason, I feel really nervous. Right, let's give a few shout outs. Who's on board? Mo's on board, you're first on. Liam's on board. Where's Barb? That's Hank. Betsy's on board. Maria Powell's on board. Becky Clark's on board. Nick Westlake's on board. Frosty's on board. No, this isn't Barb. She's rough. This is Antoinette. Can't you see my class? Barb ain't got no class. Barb ain't got nothing on me. I am a knob. Fit. That's right. Ward is on board. That's hot. Ward is on board. Georgia Bramman's on board. Sarah Chick's on board. Ian Starr's on board. Ian Starr, what we saying? £2.62 on the meter. So we better get cracking. Alexandra Shepherd is on board. Her third daughter. How are we doing, darling? Right, let's get this sorted. David Phillips on board. How you doing, Dave? Cheryl's on board. That's right, Wardy. She is a yeah. James Greenwood. Now you alright? You don't want to see none of that. Right. A little bit of seriousness before we start. Obviously, things getting, bad now and stuff. Numbers going up, but we still got to stay positive and all that sort of thing. Ben Lapham's on board. How we doing, Ben? Best tyroist in Bristol. Freaker Unique. Get up there if you want any ink. Yeah, so we're just trying to stay active, stay positive. Had a good couple of days. Been busy around the house and stuff, so it's been good. Been exercising, taking the dog out and all that sort of malarkey. So, like I said before, these cooking little programs are just to try and sort of spread a bit of advice or a few tips or whatever. I'm not professing to be amazing or better than anyone else or anything like that. You might not have something or other in the cupboard. You might only have a little bit of something, and you might think, what can I do with that? It might just ignite a little spark in your mind. So tonight, what we're cooking, we're doing a stovetop pilau rice, and so that's going to be chicken and vegetable. Got a few vegetables, little bit of chicken left over that we'll cook up. Also, what we're going to do is I've got some almonds and peanuts in the oven, and all I'm going to do, they're roasting in the oven now, and we're going to turn those into honey roasted spicy nuts. So I'll show you how to do that as well. So all good. Chris Thompson's on board. Daniel's on board. Lucy Webb's on board. Tracy Jones is on board. She's a great cook. She makes a lovely buffet as well. Have to sit down wee. Jeff Cook's on board. You took your time. You've been waiting to see this, Jeff, haven't you? You've been waiting to see this. Right. I can hear the girls laughing in the other room, sorry. Right, let's get going. So, look, hands washed, yeah. We've done all that. Kettle's boiled. So, a few things we've got. We've got pilau rice. So we've got basmati rice, which I've left soaking for about an hour. I'm going to drain that off now. What we do, the reason we soak the rice is so that we wash off all the starch, okay? So we don't want this too stodgy. We want nice whole grains. Liam, when I've done it, I'll do my settings so that it's public for just this video. I don't want everything on my profile public, but I don't mind doing these videos if you want to pass it on. But I can't share it while it's going live. So once I've posted it to my timeline, share it to your heart's content. I really don't mind. Matt Rich is on board. Louise Pross is on board. Right, so we've got a few chicken fillets left over. So medium heat pan, we'll just get those in. Start cooking these off straight away. Okay, like I said guys before, there's no rules really, it's just a few guidelines. Okay, I've got to get this done in half hour because my mate's bringing some tacos round for tea. So, chicken's in, a little bit of salt on that. Himalayan sea salt, I like using that. I'm running really low, I need to get some more. So, chicken. We've got rice. We've got some edamame beans. Okay, you can use peas if you want, but like I said, these were left in the fridge. Use them up. Okay, we've got some asparagus from Aldi. They were giving that away, so we took some. Chicken gel. We've got a bit of celeriac we'll put in there. Had a turnip, found a turnip, we'll put that in there. Onion, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the camera in a minute and I'm going to show you how to finely dice an onion. So we'll change the camera angle in a minute. Lemon, we'll put the zest. Garlic, okay, if you've got fresh, great. I use so much of it, I use that, I say that every time. Okay, spices we've got that I'm going to use tonight. We've got a little bit of mixed spice. We've got paprika, cayenne pepper, ginger, turmeric, thyme and cumin. So we're just going to use those tonight. In sort of pilau rice that you get from the Indian, you'd have sort of cardamom pods in there, cloves, and sometimes star anise as well, but I don't really want to use none of that for this particular dish. This is just chicken and veg, so we're going to be going that way. Rich Woods is on board, Tomo's on board, Jodie Starr's on board. What do you think of this, Tomo? Wish you had this in Benidorm, son. Katie Taylor's on board, Jason Maggs is on board. I will look at your comments, guys. I really appreciate everybody coming on. Okay. Right, I'm going to move the camera now and I'm going to show you how to finely chop an onion. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. Nice sharp knife. Okay. So just down. What you want to do is leave this bit of the onion on. And you want to slice through it, but not go all the way. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera right. Not go all the way through. So I'll show you. So you go down, as close as you can. Okay. So you've got something like that. Yeah, see that? The closer you get these, the finer it will be. Okay. Then we go through this way, watch your fingers, cut myself many a times doing that, just once and twice. Then if we go down, through, like that, okay, we've got a nice dice of onion. Okay, you can just run through there, like so. So we'll put you back up here. Gemma Mitchell's on board, Malcolm Eggleton's on board, John Stewart's on board, Alex Evans, Gemma Pope, how we doing? Right, chicken's cooked nicely, so we'll just take that out and just set that aside. Okay, turn the heat down a bit now, don't want that much heat, so turn it down a little bit lower, okay? Set that aside. Okay, there's a bit of oil in the pan still, which is perfect. So, onion in. Okay, keep an eye on that. Can I give a shout out to my girlfriend's daughter CJ as well, which spent half hour out of her life doing me makeup, and I think you'll agree she's done an absolutely beautiful job. There we go. Yes. So we are cracking. How's everyone doing anyway? Hope you're keeping well. Like I said, guys, strange times at the moment. Trying not to worry too much about it. Trying to remain positive, but it's here, it's real, and we just have to deal with it. So, celeriac, really nice vegetable, one of my favourites. Don't use it that often, but it is really nice. Mild sort of celery flavour, really good in stews, casseroles and stuff like that. So just take that bit of rubbish off there, and then what we do, so that onion is just cooking down now. Okay, so we want little cubes, nothing, not too big but not tiny. Okay, take your time, make sure your knife's nice and sharp. Okay, you want it all to cook fairly evenly. So this dish should take about 20 minutes. Okay, so like I said, we've got cumin, celeriac done. Okay, like that. So now we'll start putting our spices in. Paprika, that's about half a teaspoon because I've got none left. Cayenne pepper, we want about half a teaspoon. Don't want it too much of a kick. About a teaspoon of cumin, about a teaspoon of ginger. Oh shit. And then we want about 1.5 teaspoons. Measure it out, guys. I can do this, but yeah. About a teaspoon and a half of turmeric. I like to have a nice bit of yellow colour in my pilau rice. So just dry frying those spices now. Okay, then we want about a teaspoon of chopped garlic. I'm running out of this as well. Better get to the shops tomorrow, Tar. How's the shopping been going anyway? I went the other day, but wasn't too bad, to be honest. Anyone been shopping? What's the shelves looking like? I bet all those panic buyers feel pretty stupid now, to be fair. So we've got our onions, spices and garlic in there now. The smell is amazing. Let's have a little look who's on board. Sorry if I miss you guys, but I will get back to you and I will post it to my... Bizzer's on board, Daniel Locklear's on board, Nick Coe's on board, Austin Coombs, Paul Cousins. Better get to the shops tomorrow, Dart. Yeah, you got it, Alexandra. Right, rice in. Okay, like I said, make sure you soak your rice for a good hour before. Wash all that starch off. Okay, because otherwise your pilau will go a little bit mushy. Right, and then we're just going to fry that for a few minutes. Okay. Very similar to a risotto, this sort of method. Okay, classically you would do a pilau in the oven. I didn't want to do that for obvious reasons because it's boring. Talking of the oven, like I said earlier, we're going to do some spicy honey roasted nuts. So what I've got in here, they're roasting nicely. Peanuts and almonds. Okay, just roasting them, jazz them up a little bit. Was I like Jamie Oliver then when I went like that? Right, so rice is in. Celeriac's in. Okay. So that's cooking along nicely now. Do you know what? I'm not going to bother with that turnip. I'm just going to go on. Those spices are taking me, getting right on the back of my throat, which is good. So, a few minutes in there now. And then what you do, hot water. You can hear that sizzle. And you want just enough for now, just to cover it. Okay, so if I show you, there, look at that colour, beautiful colour. Have you got a discount? Minimum order price. Scott Hamilton's on board. How you doing, brother? Long time no see. Hope you're keeping well. Chris Wynne Lewis is on board. Gaz is on board. How you doing, Gaz? Loving it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Right, so bring that to the boil, lid on. What we'll do then, we'll put some asparagus in. If you don't like asparagus, you don't have to put it in, obviously. I love it. Right, so like I said the other day, asparagus will snap at its natural point of where you can use it. That then tells you that it's woody, okay? You don't want to eat that. So that bit you can eat, okay? So I'm just going to chop this whole bunch. Don't put this in yet because it doesn't take long to cook. I will literally put this in a few minutes before the end, and I will just let the final bit of heat from the pan cook it. I can hear the girls next door laughing. I don't know what they're talking about. Right, asparagus in. Right, I did forget to put something in, which I'm going to put in now. Bit of thyme in. So that now is taking on the moisture nicely. Okay. Don't want to play with it too much. Like I said, it'll take about 20 minutes. But if you look, that's taken on a nice lot of colour. Yeah, soaking up the liquid nicely. Okay. Like I said, you would normally do it in the oven. Nick Bryant's on board. What are you saying? Yeah, you would normally do it in the oven, but this way is fine. I wanted to do it this way so you could all see. Craig Collins is on board, all the way from New Zealand. Love that. How you doing, Craig? One of my longest standing friends from the Grange School. How's it going down there, mate? Right, so what we'll do now is, let me get another, just roughly chop the chicken. Okay, this cooked. And that will go in a sec. Well, we'll get back to your comments in a minute, guys. But like I said, Taco Man's coming round in 20 minutes, he said. Well, he said 20 to 9, so that'll probably be 9:15 now and then. Only joking, Podge. He knows I love you. Luckily, I had Zane this week, which was good. So enjoyed that. It's all a bit weird when you live in separate houses. But yeah, right, so that moisture's going now, so we're going to add a bit more moisture to that. That's cooking down nicely. Oh, that's lush, smells amazing. Again, just enough liquid to cover, keep your eye on it, okay? And at this stage, we'll lob our stock cube in and the rest of our chicken, will go in. That will take the flavour on then. The more flavour you can get in the pan, the better. So lid back on. Wipe that over. So I'm going to put that on the back a minute. Just nice and slow. Nice and slow on there. Oh, hang on, it's gone out. There you go, guys. Sorry about that. We're back on. Just had a phone call from Podge. I'm marinating tomorrow's beef in red wine and onion. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing, mate. Jess Hill's on board. Tubbs is on board. Tony Smith's is on board. Clinton Walker's on board. He's a good cook, mind. Clinton, we need to do a collaboration, mate. We need to do one of your Jamaican style things, because that's all good. Right. Lemon zest. This zest of lemon, that's going to go in shortly. Guys, if I dip out a minute, stay with me, because I just got to go and get me tacos. One sec. Mark's outside. Yeah, please. Wait, you can't go out to the van anyway. No, I'm not. You just drop them by. Right, sorry about that. Don Smith's on board. Yeah, when all this is over, Clint, we'll definitely do that, because I like the way you cook, mate. I've seen your stuff on Instagram and all that. Right, so like I said, nuts are roasting now. They're browning off nicely. So, on the mixed nuts, almonds and peanuts, nice bit of Himalayan sea salt. The oven's on medium, they've been in for about half an hour. Cayenne pepper. Okay. Fairly good sprinkling of that. And then honey. Okay, hear the sizzle? Nice little bit of honey. I don't know if you can see that, guys. I'm so sorry about the angle. Okay, nice bit of honey on there. So I will leave that. That smells amazing. That smells absolutely amazing. So it's just a way, guys, of spicing up some pretty plain nuts, to be honest. So that will go back in the oven for about 3 minutes. And then what you do with that then, you just have a bit of greaseproof paper or plate or whatever, just pour them out, let them go cold, and then you can store them in a, in a jar, or something like that, or a little tin. Make sure it's airtight, they'll last longer then. I'll wear that wig, Clint, I'll even do the makeup. Don't worry about that, son. Your kids will love that, they'll be like, what the hell is this? Who's this guy turning up? Look, even got that. Cutie, what does that say? Girls. Girls. You know it. So, let's have a little taste. Little taste now, see how the rice is getting on. That's nice, really hot. Really hot. So let that last bit of water come off.
That looks nice.
We'll have this for lunch. Okay, so edamame beans in. Asparagus in. That needs a little bit more salt. And what we'll do, we'll turn that off the heat now. and we'll just let those veg just cook through. Okay, and I will post a picture up of the results. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Love you all to bits. Stay safe and keep positive, and I'm sure we'll all get through this. We'll get through it together. I will think of something to cook. Maybe, probably won't do one tomorrow. I don't want to exhaust it. But Monday or Tuesday we'll do one, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Stay safe. Be cool. Be beautiful. Because you ain't got nothing on me. And keep being crazy and having a laugh, guys. Right, love you all to bits. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in.